What's going on, everyone? It's time to talk about. We're going to go back into the ultimate classic horror, the public domain. Yeah, today we're going to be talking about The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, which is a film released back on February 27th, 1920. And it was directed by Robert Wine, who's done other silent films such as The Hands of Orlok, uh, Janine Raskockenclaw. Well, I probably butchered that, but it means crimes and punishment. And INRI. This had a budget of $112,371 apparently. But that's a lot of money back in 1920. Yeah, so this is a film from Germany. It's a silent film, and yeah. So the story goes, it's you follow people who go visit a fair in Germany, and they run across Dr. Caligari, who has an interesting setup where he shows off his big um, manipulation, I guess you could say, of Caesar, who is a guy who's hypnotized, but then Caligari claims that Caesar can see into the future, and Caesar predicts the people's deaths, and they don't take it seriously. They go about and the rest of their night, and sure enough, in the morning, it becomes reality that Caesar predicted the guy's death, and he then becomes the prime suspect in the murder case. And yeah, the whole film is you follow pretty much Dr. Caligari and Caesar, and it's told by this like guy in a park where you see like a lot of a ghostly image come and talk to them for a sec, and then a lot of weird little things like that happen throughout this film, and it's very well put together when they're talking about like the outskirts uh, in the fair sort of setting, and yeah, they have a lot of like almost Dr. Seuss like sets. It's very almost whimsical looking and on sharp angles and very elaborate and almost like an Escher painting type deal of the sets, and it's very nice and cool and vibrant somewhat to look at because they use different lighting techniques and different grades of film to make portray if it's night or day. So you get like a little darker, it's nighttime. They have the light yellows, which is more to portray the daytime. Back in the silent film era, they do that to help convey the time it's happening, and yeah, they use that to a perfect effect. And yeah, just the dark imagery of Caesar, the hypnotized man, and there's even like early precursors of slasher elements to it. Like there's the one sequence you see Caesar and he's actually holding a knife and he's creeping up to a girl who's sleeping, and you can't do anything about it. And you just know something dark's going to happen. And they do that a lot in this, and they do put a couple plot twists here and there in there, which actually really twist the story really well, and it drives it home basically to a very a big shoeist type conclusion, and I like that. It was very well conceived, written, performed, and everything goes so well in this film. And just the ending is great. It's a mystery. They kind of leave it for your own interpretation. This is before Hollywood's obsession with happy endings and stuff. And this isn't a German expression film, so you really feel like this is a midst in between, I think, World War One and Two, right before World War Two started. So you can definitely feel the dark tensions that the story is trying to portray. And yeah, overall, it's very well put together. I don't really have any dislikes for this film. It's a silent film. It's definitely unique and different. It's probably one of the very first horror type films created that gained popularity and was a huge success. So back in the day, now it's public domain. You can find it anywhere. It's on Shudder. It's on YouTube. Each one just has different like certain companies like Kino Classics and stuff cleaned it up and like trying to make it as visually appealing as possible and yeah, try to get the original musical scores and stuff composed and put it properly in a good package. So yeah, depending, but like I find a lot of these old silent films you should watch on like the really crappy public domain transfers. You really get the feel of the old in it and that's where it is. So yeah, but overall I absolutely enjoy this movie. It's one of the best like old silent film horror films next with Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, Nosferatu, and it's very easy to find this one. So definitely check it out if you haven't. If you haven't watched a silent film though, it might be a little odd at first. Just giving you a heads up about that. But if you're looking for something weird, obscure, and odd, like like quirky, almost like an more mundane Clyde Barker type story. Yeah, this one might be for you. Also, if you're into silent films, you like films like Metropolis and things like that, this one might be more up your alley than like some of the other darker horror stuff that came out like 2 or 3 years after this. So yeah, but yeah, it's not too bad though. The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, pretty good. Definitely check it out. I'm gonna give this one a 5 out of 5 because I have no complaints for it. So, yeah, that's about it for that. That's all I have to say about this one. So I'll link either the whole movie down below or some clips or something so you can check those out if it sounds interesting to you. Also, make sure you follow me on Instagram. That's where I post my video clips of films that I'm going to review in the future on my story there. I usually put the film title hashtag and the subgenre film hashtag so you're aware of it. I also put if it's silent. If it's a silent film, I'll make sure I put that in there too. So yeah, and also my Letterbox is down below at Derek P Reviews. That's where I post my first star rating right after watching the film. So follow me on one of those two film platforms to stay in the loop with this channel. Like this video, share it so more people are aware of it. Comment your opinions of the film down below if you have any. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. And if you have any films at all, whether silent, modern, any genre, or anything like that that you want to hear my opinions on, comment those down below too. I'll try my best to get them as soon as I can if I can find them. But yeah, that's it for this one. Hopefully there's no quirky, weird hypnotized people coming after you. Oh, and make sure you subscribe because I'm actually going to be diving into another silent horror silent film classic, Nosferatu, in the next review. So make sure you subscribe. Yeah, and yeah, hopefully there's no quirky hypnotized men coming out to kill you. And I guess I'll see you all in the next one. So till then, cheers.